Hi, Warhawk Defense here. Tonight we want to talk about a few things that are beneficial, we think, to our students. We teach a lot of people about concealed carry and basic firearms, and one of the things that we found that seems to be a problem with a lot of new students are the basic fundamentals of how to grip, how to position the hands, how to find a sight picture, and basically how to hold and shoot a handgun. And what we've seen is when we go to the range to do our qualifications, we have some people who don't do very well, and one of the reasons we think is because they have not practiced and do not have good fundamentals on the grip. So first thing we want to look at tonight is the basic grip, and to do that I brought an example. Right here I have one of my favorite guns. It's a Springfield XD, a 9mm 4-inch semi-automatic pistol. I really like it. As you can see, it is clear, nothing in the chamber, there is no magazine. We are going to load it up. We're going to talk about how to do that. Then we're going to talk about how to manipulate it and things like grip and trigger press. So one of the things we're going to do first is take the magazine. We're going to take this magazine and we're going to load it with a snap cap. Now what we tell our students is use snap caps and practice with snap caps, because this is going to give you good ability to practice your trigger press and get a good feel for the trigger on your firearm and do it safely. And also with these snap caps, this happens to be an all aluminum cap. On the bottom right here is a rubber insert where normally the primer goes in this cartridge. But with that rubber there, when the firing pin or the striker comes forward, it will hit that and it won't damage the gun. So it gives you an opportunity to practice dry firing without doing damage to your gun. And it also gives you more a good feel of the trigger and lets you be able to practice how to draw the trigger back and reset. So first we're going to load it in the magazine. There's the snap cap in. We're going to take that and load it into our firearm, and we're going to drop the slide. We're going to use the slide stop release right here, this button. We're going to let it go closed. How do we want to grip this gun? Now the best way that we believe is, and I'm right-handed, so I'm going to demonstrate all of this right-handed. Of course, if you're left-handed, you can just reverse it for your left hand. Take the gun and get a good high grip so that the web of your hand is high against the frame of the gun, like this. Your fingers wrapped around the grip in this manner. Good firm grip. You probably want a good firm handshake type grip on here. This finger alongside the frame for safety. And your thumb, of course, should be straight along the frame of the gun and pointed generally in the direction that you're going to shoot. You should then take your non-dominant or your weak hand, wrap the fingers around, take your thumbs and get a position like this where your thumbs are laying on top of each other. Now this gives a good firm grasp on this gun. I've got a good firm grasp, and when I fire this gun, I'm going to have total control of it. My hands are clamped on that grip frame, and I'm squeezing it between the two palms of my two hands. Both my thumbs are on the side, laid along the side. My finger is in a safe position along the side of the frame. My hands are in a good grip. Now I am ready to extend, and I'm ready to find the sights. And I'm going to line up that front sight, keeping the front sight in focus, between the two rear sights, and when I have my sights lined up, go onto the target. Once I'm on the target, of course, then my finger goes onto the trigger. Now let's talk about trigger pull. We also call it trigger press, because in reality what we're doing is pressing the trigger back. And here's a little drill you can do on these semi-autos to teach trigger control. First, what you want to do is press. Let's do it this way so you can see. Press, and I'm using the pad, the pad right here, the pad of my finger, because this has a pretty light, maybe 4 or 5 pound trigger. So I'm using that pad and I'm pressing it all the way back, and as I press it you can hear the striker go forward. Okay? Now that would be the gun firing. Of course, if it were really loaded, the slide would cycle and it would reload, eject the cartridge, and reload. Now I didn't go all the way back to eject that cartridge, but I did go far enough that I reset the trigger, and if you listen, you can hear the trigger reset click. There, did you feel that or hear it? When you're holding the gun, you can both feel it and hear it, and when you press it again, click. Alright, now that's the way to practice the trigger manipulation. Let's do it this way. Now my finger never leaves the face of this trigger when I'm doing this. And I continuously practice this, always keeping in mind where my finger is on the trigger, and making sure that my finger stays in contact with that trigger at all times. I don't want to take my finger off like this, because then I'm grabbing or slapping at the trigger, and that makes for very poor marksmanship. So you want to keep your finger on there all the time. Fire, reset. There's the click of the reset. Fire, reset, fire, reset, fire, and go on like that. Practice getting a very good trigger control and a good feel for your trigger. Also practice your grip, one-handed and also with your two-handed grip. This is the way the grip should look. If the grip looks like this and you're properly extended, arms locked out, both eyes open, focused on that front sight, you've got the front sight lined up in the rear sight, and put it all on the target, then you are ready to fire. Okay? If everybody practices this before they come to class, practice with your gun till you get very, very familiar with your gun, until your hand becomes very, very familiar with the grip of your gun. When you come to shoot the qualification, you should have no problem at all. We hope that this has been helpful, and we'll post this up and encourage everybody to watch this before they come to class. So thanks very much. We appreciate you watching. See you later.